Hey there, Star Stitcher. By now, you've probably seen the headlines. JoAnn Fabrics has officially filed for bankruptcy. This is not a time to panic. I don't love speculating or spreading like official info that's not really my information to tell. But this JoAnn moment right now, it's big. It's really, really big. After 82 years in the business, the era of JoAnn Fabrics is coming to a close. And I think that it is definitely worth taking a moment to pause, consider, and learn from it. What is actually happening right now, kind of way? How is this going to affect our quilting world, and what can we do moving forward together? Because this isn't just about the clearance sales or like the panic of where am I going to find my fleece on clearance, right? This is about the future of access to creativity, of access to supplies, and the future of our community as a whole. Because this shift isn't just changing where we shop. It has the potential to really shift things in our industry. Just so we're all on the same page here, on March 18th of 2025, JoAnn Fabrics officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Their plan? Close all of their stores by the end of May. Why are they doing this? To answer that question, you have to understand it is a business move. It is part of a financial restructuring of the company, yada, 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 and a bunch of other like high level words to explain one thing: slow sales, inventory issues, high inflation, increased competition, supply chain disruptions. In short, the bottom line isn't profitable anymore. So, yeah, for those of us who grew up wandering the aisles full of all the infinite possibility and creativity, this feels kind of personal, honestly. But what I really want to talk about is what this means for us, the makers, the quilters, the crafters, the community, all of us moving forward. That's the part that I care the most about. I think a lot of us have those JoAnn memories, right? Wandering through the aisles, touching all the fabrics, stacking up bolts and bolts and bolts for your first quilt, and clutching that mailer postcard with a 40% off coupon like it is absolute gold. For a lot of people and a lot of crafters, JoAnn is the entry point into crafting. It's the entry point into quilting even. If you live in a small town without a local quilt shop, or you're on like a really tight budget, JoAnn's is the place to go. And whether you shopped there a whole lot or not, the fact is that it existed and it gave people access to the tools that they need, and it gave access to exploring other options within the same craft zone. And when that disappears, it's not just about the fabric. It's about that accessibility. It's about how people discover this craft for the first time. Because how many times have you gone through the aisles in JoAnn and went, what the heck does that thing do? Right? And then you had to like look it up and figure out what it does, and you discovered something entirely new. So yeah, this whole situation, it is really sad. But this is also an opportunity for us to ask ourselves, okay, what's next? I want to touch quickly on the big red signs, okay? If you're wondering whether to stock up or to stay away from JoAnn and the closing sales and everything, here's what you need to know. Liquidation sales often start with small discounts, right? The company's not doing well. They don't want to give away every possible dollar that they still have in inventory, right? Usually those discounts start with like 10 to 20%, and then they gradually go deeper as that looming deadline gets closer. So if you're thinking about like coupon stacking and like all of these huge savings and like dollar signs are rolling through your brain at like all of the fabric that you're going to get for basically pennies, it's not going to happen. Right now, all JoAnn's coupons and all competitor coupons are suspended. They are no longer being accepted at JoAnn. So what you see in store is what the prices and the sales are. Not everything is a great deal right now. So if you want my advice, I would suggest that you shop with intention, not urgency right now. If there is something that you need, thread, batting, a backup seam ripper, and you want to get like a little bit off, go for it. But do not let panic or scarcity mindset take over. Don't even lie to me, okay? I see my sweet little fabric collectors out there that have dreams of hoarding all of this new fabric, okay? The fabric is still gonna be out there in the world. Okay, so let's talk about moving forward and where we go from here, because this is the part that I am most excited about. Yes, JoAnn is leaving, but the quilting world is not shrinking. It is growing leaps and bounds every single year. It is shifting. And we as the consumers and the customers and the creators, we are the ones who get to choose how we show up in this big giant shift in the market. One thing you can do is support your local quilt shops. If you've got one nearby, it is time to shop small. Not just because they need it, but because they have the expertise. You get the relationships there, the community. They are amazing, wonderful people. Do not let that slip away. Another thing you can do is explore independent online shops. There are so many beautiful online shops that are run by quilters that have the same setup as your local quilt shops, and they are curated by passion. They just operate in an online space. So a lot of them offer the same type of deals, the same type of fabric selection, all of that. They offer remnant boxes, bundles. You can even find like free shipping deals and stuff if you don't have a local quilt shop close to you. You can find some amazing gems if you look beyond the big box brands and you really go to support the local quilt shops or the quilt shops that are local to somebody else but still are in the online space. You can also create community where you are. So if you don't have access to a local quilt shop, you can host a stash swap with your people that are in your area. You can join a quilt guild, which will provide you with a whole lot of information. Okay, we are resourceful people. We've got fat quarters and grit. Like, we have everything that we need. So let's build each other up. We got this. This is not a time to panic. This is a time to regroup and move forward. And here's what I keep coming back to. Quilting has always been about resilience. I want you to pause and think about that for just a moment. Quilting has always been about resilience. We have been through eras of scarcity and abundance. We have quilted through world wars, recessions, pandemics, when people need help, when people lose everything that they own, or they go through really hard times in their life. We get to rise to the occasion and provide something that money cannot buy. We provide comfort and a moment to breathe while they rest. That is incredible. What this craft keeps alive is not aisles full of fabric and big box stores and enormous inventories, okay? What keeps this craft alive is its people. It's you. It's your hands, your creativity, your stories of every single quilt that you make, of every single item that you create. You know, JoAnn may be closing its doors, but quilting's not going anywhere. And maybe this is our chance to build something stronger. Maybe it's our chance to support each other more intentionally, to teach the next generation and to show that quilting doesn't live inside a store. It doesn't live amongst only a select number of people who have access to it. It lives inside each and every one of us. So, you know, as much as I would love to have the power of being able to predict exactly what the quilting world will look like in 5 years from now, I don't have that power. But here's what I hope that we will see and what we can help create starting right now. I hope that we can create more collaboration over competition. There is room for all of us in this world. This is one of those industries where there's no limit, there's no ceiling, there's no exact number that are allowed to be here. Everybody is welcome here. And I also wish for us to have more education, more mentorship, whether it's teaching someone to piece their first block or passing along your stash of scraps to a new quilter. You know, let's be the reason that that spark gets to spread into somebody new. I think that we are going to see some beautiful things bloom from this shift in the industry if we stay connected and we stay curious. So JoAnn may be closing its doors, but our creativity, our connection, that's not shutting down. I think that it is only going to get stronger, right? So now I would love to hear from you next. What does JoAnn Closing mean for you? Is it your go-to store? Do you already have alternatives lined up that you absolutely love? Do you have your favorite shops that you would love to promote and send other people to and leave wonderful reviews for? That's something that you can do as well. If your local quilt shop has an online review section or needs more reviews on their Google page, go do that, because that is how they get found in the algorithm that is the internet, right? Go leave those reviews to those stores that you love. And also, I'm going to use the comment section down below this video for you to discover some new shops, see what else is out there. So if you have a shop that you love, go ahead and put it in the comment section down below this video, and let's make this a really good positive space to share resources and to lift each other up. If this video helped you feel more grounded today and gave you ideas for where you can turn to next, would you please go ahead and click that like button, pretty please? It helps more quilters find thoughtful, community-focused content just like this video. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I love sharing tips, tricks, and tutorials from my own quilting journey so that you can do more of what you love to do. My name is Kristen with IC Stars Quilting, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.